This is Press Center.
Delta State happens to be one of the few states in this country that can boast of about 4 universities. 3 of them came on board some 4 years ago. And 4 years after, history was made last Saturday when Unidel had their first graduates. And about 30 of them made first class. And the governor was in his elements when he gave out 5 million naira on the spot to the best graduating students. And the 30 first class graduates went home with about 500,000 each. And instructively, the governor said that was the fulfillment of a vision and the courage and purpose in leadership. Sir Fidelis Egubo, I'm sure you were part of the commissioning, the upgrading of those institutions, because also you are also committed to issues of education. So on this edition, we shall jointly be looking at how that vision came to be, how it is yielding fruit now, and what vision do we need to have in place now so that beyond the graduation, in this human capital development industry, these people will also find a workable economy where they will be able to operate. Okay, that's the governor. That's the governor with the best graduating student, and who had to go home with 5 million naira. So that tells you Delta's outstanding legacies in education and human capital development sector. Unidel had their pioneer graduates who shined, and of course, Oborowore, beyond the money that he doled out, gave out a coaster bus and also promised that they will have some. That's a teaching hospital.
Teaching hospital. The modern care hospital changed to teaching hospital.
That will facilitate their accreditation towards now their medical school. So, having said that, Mr. Gubo, how do you see the invent of SAR today? Knowing that Abraka was established in 1992, then Unidel came on board 2021, of course, the same time with Denis Osadebe, and of course the University of Science and Technology in Ozoro. So how does this make you feel as a Deltan?
You see, I'm very, very happy as a Deltan because before 1991, Abraka used to be a campus of Ambrose Ali University at Boma. So with the establishment of data center,
maybe for the Faculty of Education.
Faculty of Education.
Okay.
But with the establishment of Data State University, you can imagine the population of Deltans then applying for only one university, Data State University, Abraka, though with campuses in Asaba and Ole. So before the establishment of these 3 new universities, I still call them new, because they're just 4 years old.
Yeah.
Most Deltans were deprived of the opportunity of going to universities because most of the universities were outside Delta. So with the establishment of the 3 new universities, we now have 4 universities. And even because Deltans love education. Deltans love education. There's hardly any home that you will not see a graduate. And then people encourage their children and their relations to go to university. So you see a lot of Deltans seeking admission, even with these 4 universities now.
Yeah.
They cannot still cater for the educational need of Deltans. Many Deltans still find it difficult to gain admission because they cannot secure admission based on whatever reason, based on the number of persons that are supposed to give admission in a year. So, like I said earlier, I'm very, very happy with what is going on because the first convocation saw 1,600 persons graduating in University of Delta, Abo.
Abo.
1,600. And if you look at those, like this year, they matriculated more than 9,000 persons. That's to tell you the number of persons that are being accommodated in the university. So we have a governor who is also very, very passionate about education. The good thing about Governor Sheriff Oborowori is that it's not only encouraging students, it's not only encouraging Deltans to go to school, it's also assisting those who are in school to enable them meet up with their educational needs. Bursary pays bursary regularly every year. Like for this year, more than 60,000 students, undergraduates, received the bursary. That's to tell you the type of man that we have. And you see, to encourage the medical aspect of it in University of Delta.
Yeah, for the accreditation.
Accreditation. He approved a teaching hospital for them.
Yeah.
Which is not easy ordinarily. I know in the next couple of, because the man is a workaholic and is a result-oriented person. So I know that in the next few months, that teaching hospital will be fully functional. And he will release funds for it to be properly equipped as a teaching hospital. And if such is done, that means Delta is blessed with a lot of teaching hospitals. Don't just look at the teaching hospital based on education. Look at the service that is going to render to the people.
Exactly.
Because a lot of persons, the health need of the people will be taken care of. So there is a lot of multiplier benefits.
Also,
meeting with
doctors,
qualified medical doctors, nurses, and all that. Because with this, we now remember that Delta is running a compulsory health insurance scheme.
That's true.
Contributory health insurance scheme.
That's true.
You understand? And with that type of facility, a lot of Deltans too, who have keyed into the health insurance scheme, will benefit from it. So I want to once again thank Governor Sheriff Oborowori for being proactive. When he was coming in, he said he is going to listen more and do more, and came in with the more agenda.
Yes. I will allow you to continue, but don't forget we are at the press center. Are you giving him credit for what he inherited, or you are giving him credit for sustaining and improving on what he inherited? Because the universities were established under Okowa.
You have said that. You see, the immediate past governor of Delta State,
yes,
Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, CON,
okay,
established those universities.
Yes.
You understand? 3, that is the Denis Osadebe University, then University of Delta, and
of Science and Technology
which has now been turned to Southern Delta University.
Okay.
You understand?
In addition to
the incumbent governor.
Good old Abraka.
Abraka.
Yes.
Abraka is still there. You understand? But you see, it's good to establish. Then your successor, what is he going to do? Continuity.
Good.
If you look at what the governor of Delta State is doing, he's consolidating on what he inherited.
Beautiful.
While building new ones.
Beautiful.
You understand? He's not doing it as if it was established by my predecessor.
Maybe we call that Delta's example in democracy, unlike what is happening in some other states, not too far away.
When you look at Delta,
where the person that handed over to somebody,
no. Delta is exemplary.
Says the person will not sleep, and both of them are not sleeping.
Delta is exemplary.
Okay.
You know, you cannot also lose the fact that the immediate past governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, is a politician who knows
a skillful one at that.
A skillful one, because he passed through the ropes. He started very young as secretary to a local government. Then from there became the chairman of the local government, moved to become a commissioner, of several ministries before he became SSG, then went to Senate, and come back to be governor.
Yeah.
You understand? So you can say he has seen it all.
He rose through the ranks.
So he's not new. Nothing will rattle him. He's a statesman. You understand? And if you look at the way he's relating with the governor, he knows that there's somebody that is a governor of Delta State.
A sitting governor.
A sitting governor.
Who should be allowed
deserves his respect. You see, I work with the deputy governor of Delta State.
Yes.
A technocrat. I will not say called politician, but a technocrat. Samondo Nyeme, PhD, FCA.
Yeah.
Whenever we go to any function, if you see the way Senator Kowa, our immediate past governor, stands up to greet him and according that respect as the deputy governor of Delta State, you start to imagine how he will relate with the governor.
The governor, that's true.
If he's respecting Sonyeme, the deputy governor, the way he's doing.
That's the office.
That is the office.
Office. Carrying the mandate of the people.
Respect the office. You understand? And I don't see him, because of the way he is and the type of person that he is, I don't see him demanding so much from the governor. If you look at the way they were relating at Agbo, it's like two brothers.
Okay.
You understand? And the governor too also respects Okowa. You understand?
I think that prototype could be exported to Rivers.
No, it's
what
not.
Do you think?
No, if you say Rivers, it cannot be Rivers alone. Okay. Because I know that some people come to take lectures, come and study these people. You look at what is going on in Delta. Everywhere is peaceful because of this relationship. Look at the assembly. Of course, the governor that we have now was the longest sitting speaker of Delta State House of Assembly.
That's true.
So you can imagine the way it's also relating with the speaker. You understand? Yeah. That's our own brother, Right Honorable Emomotumi Guo. You understand? You can see the way the state is peaceful, stable, and progressive because everybody understands what is expected of him and is doing such. So coming back to what is happening in the universities, I will say Agbo they are the trailblazers now because they're also the first to do their convocation out of the three universities. Yeah. Fortunately or coincidentally, the VC, Professor Chinye Chemeke, last 2 years was also the keynote speaker at Emari's annual public service lecture. Yes. So it's all about getting it right. And Deltans are professionals. Deltans are good. Any place they find themselves, they try to get it right. And if you look at, you talked about what, apart from the money, you understand? Money, that's a financial award that was given to the best graduating students. And those that got a first class. You can imagine 30 persons bagging first class.
Yes.
But that's in Agbo. We've also had course, because I work with the deputy governor. We visited Agbo and visited their workshop. They produce a lot of things in Agbo that goes beyond. They train them that once you leave school, you should also know how to be an entrepreneur. You should know how to use your hands. You understand? To produce things. So it goes beyond what you just learn from a classroom. That is the theoretical part of education.
Okay, you are talking about the skill acquisition.
Skill acquisition. They have good skill they call it entrepreneurial school also.
Okay. Where
they teach them so that even when you leave the university, you come back and be very, very useful to yourself.
Okay.
And possibly become an employer of labor.
Okay.
Not one that will be carrying I have a first class degree and be looking for a job. Yeah. And again, our governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, is also encouraging Deltans to be entrepreneurs. Recall that just last month, or less than 1 month ago, he signed he released a 1 billion naira to Bank of Industry. The sum of 1 billion naira to serve as revolving loan to entrepreneurs in Delta. So that 1 billion naira, if you know what it will mean in the next 1 or 2 years, it will translate to billions because people are going to be empowered to run their businesses. So there's also ready fund, apart from what we have in other ministries. That one is going to be handled by the Bank of Industry. So there are a lot of ways where, because it's not everybody that can work in that can be employed by government.
Okay.
You understand? So the government is aware of that. You understand? It's encouraging a lot of persons to go into agriculture. It's encouraging a lot of persons to go into different businesses.
Okay. So thank you so very much for that light you've thrown. What we saw play out in Agbo on Saturday was the fruition, the coming to pass, the validation of a vision of yesterday. Because it became clear at some point that they were almost having more lecturers than students in colleges of education, in the College of Education, because people were no longer ready to go for NCE.
Yes.
So it was a vision.
It's something that is affecting the polytechnics.
Yes, let's upgrade. So we saw that play out and got validated, in spite of what people in the opposition said as at that time. What kind of vision would you want to counsel the current government to put in place in order that in the next couple of years we should also have a thriving kind of industrial space where these people can operate? I would want you to handle that jointly with, you try to mention something about how the institutions can be self-sustaining. The universities we have in Nigeria are like a whole lot of communities. Unlike when you travel outside the country and you see 2-3 buildings, and that's where a particular institution is operating from. In Nigeria, Ibadan is like a local government.
Community.
Ife is like,
yes,
and all of them. Unidel,
the same.
Denis Osadebe University there. What can they do with that landmass? How can the town be proactive and creative enough to meet with the challenges of the town and the gown, so that we can have development?
That is where in every university town, every university town witnesses development. A lot of development, because the students patronizes those that are in the town. But you see, Nigeria has the approval for a university to be approved. It must have at least 100 hectares of land, and that is massive. And some of them have more than 300 hectares. You understand? Like Denis Osadebe here, Denis Osadebe University here. I am aware that they have a lot of palm plantation. You understand? So they mill their oil and they have farms.
At a commercial level?
Commercial level. Maybe as you are going out, you see the fish ponds.
Yeah.
You understand? They have their own fish ponds. They're into so many things that yield money for the institution and contribute to the growth of the society. Because I'm aware, even during Christmas, while others were selling their beds for more than 30,000 naira, the Osadebe University was selling for less than 20,000 naira. You understand? Beyond their staff to the public. So that is how it is in other universities in Delta State. If you look at Abraka, that's a Delta State University. The Abraka that is hosting Delta State University today, Abraka is bubbling always because of the number of students that are in the community. So there are a lot of benefits to the host communities, you understand, including individuals. Like if you go to University of Delta, so many people that are from the town have different businesses inside the school. All that is required is for the school, because they have the landmass. They give you space for you to do your business. Because again, The school will also benefit from such businesses because their students will also patronize you and also possibly learn the skills. Because good, it's just good now that almost all undergraduates believe that it's not just what they're learning from the classroom that they should go home with. So you meet an undergraduate now, you tell what are you studying? The person will tell you that maybe he or she is studying mass comm. You understand? But by the side, he or she is also learning something from ICT, fashion design, or whatever.
Great.
You understand? So we are producing a crop of graduates now that have skills in other areas beyond what they've studied in the university.
Exactly.
And so in the next 2-3 years, I'm not afraid of where they will work in Delta.
Okay.
Because our governor, Sheriff Oborowe, is already or has already worked out so many areas that can absorb them. For instance, we have Kwale, the Free Economic Trade Zone, popularly known as Kwale Industrial Park.
Yeah.
A lot of companies are springing up in that area because of the huge gas deposit. You understand? And it's the same thing. We have just nearby here, we have a agro-industrial park.
Yeah.
Though established by the immediate past governor, Senator Dotefan Yokowa. But the present governor has also equipped it in such a way that they can also be processing. So we are going to have, in the next few years, we will have farmers from different states outside Delta bringing their products to be processed in Delta. Because we have the companies, we have the machines to process such, both for local consumption and for export.
That indeed is the legacy of Delta State, both in education, human capital development, and a man who has seen it all from the inception of democracy, has covered a whole number of governors, managed information for them, is here. Sir Comrade Fidelis Egubo is here in the studio, espousing the areas that Delta has been exemplary, both in politics, issue of power rotation, issue of education, and all that. So that is Delta's outstanding example in democracy, especially in Nigeria.
This is Press Center.